Hello and welcome back to Simon's Rants. I'm Simon, and today I wanted to give my first thoughts on Before Your Eyes.
Well, that was a movie.
Now I know this is off the beaten path for me. I don't normally review video games. In fact, I've never actually done it before because I don't pride myself on knowing enough about video games in order to review them properly. I've played video games and I've enjoyed video games, but I really couldn't tell you what goes into making a good or bad one. I am pretty much a novice at them. To me, Before Your Eyes isn't really a video game exactly. It's an interactive experience. It's an interactive story. And I know all video games have an element of story to them, but I viewed this more similarly to Bandersnatch by Black Mirror than anything. And if you don't know what that is, it was a pick-your-own-adventure story that was on Netflix. And this is the same basic thing, is it's a pick-your-own-adventure. Just like you had books in the past, and I guess there's still probably books like this today, where you would say, do you want to go left or do you want to go right? And you turn to whatever page it tells you based on that decision. Now it's a little different because in Bandersnatch you'd use your remote, and in this one it's actually based on your eye movement. It's set up so that when you're playing the game, it tracks your eyes with your webcam and it knows where you're looking, it knows when you blink, and it interacts based upon that. In case you don't know what the story is, I'll go over it real quick. Basically, you are a soul in a lake of souls. When you get picked up by a fisherman, if your life is worthy of it, you will pass on into this afterlife. If you don't, you will be turned into a crow and you will be doomed forever that way. But in order for him to know that it's worth his time to take you, he asks you about your life. So you replay your life before your eyes. That's why it's called that, because you move through the life based on your eye movement. Like I said, depending on where you look, depending on when you blink, it will react and make the story slightly different. Every time you blink, it jumps forward in life. So you're trying desperately not to blink because you're trying to see your life almost as if it were your own life. Now you're learning this character's story as you're seeing it, but it's got so much nostalgic feel to it that it does feel like it's your own. And even though you're seeing all of it for the first time, it feels like memories that have escaped you that you want to grab hold of and you want to relive rather than just a story that you're interested in. But it is an extremely compelling story. Like I said, it's extremely nostalgic feeling. It's very well written. The style of it is minimalistic in a way that it's able to use the quote-unquote cheap animation to be extremely compelling. It was developed by Goodbye World Games and was published by Skybound Games. By the way, it has a 10 out of 10 on Steam and it has a 76% on Metacritic. I definitely think it deserves that 10 out of 10, by the way. I would probably give it a 9 at worst. This game was astounding to me as a story. It doesn't really have much of a replay value, much like Bandersnatch. Despite having the ability and the illusion of being able to change things, I don't think it really stretches that far. I know that you can change things. You can definitely redirect the paths of the game. I don't know how much it actually does change though, but regardless, it is an interactive experience that is extremely immersive, and you're extremely concerned about trying to hold on to every moment and experience as much as you can because you want to blink. Obviously, it's the instinct that's in all of us, and just the fact that your eyes are getting dry, you want to see as much as you can, so you're resisting the urge. And so it just feels like life. Because as much as we try to hold on to life and hold on to memories, they do slip away eventually, regardless of how badly we want to stay there forever and how badly we want to hold on to them. Eventually, our bodies literally cannot go on any farther. So it is a fascinating concept. It's fascinating its execution. It's wonderfully done. Like I said, I would give it a 9. I think there is possibility that it could have been done slightly better, but you're reaching for a very high bar if you're trying to do it better than they did it. I'll get into a little bit of spoilers because it is an extremely interesting story and I don't want to spoil it for you, so I'll do that a little bit later, but I will get into that because I want to give you the option of experiencing it for yourself. You can download it. It's on Steam, I believe. It's $9.99, so you can play it there, or you can watch a walkthrough. There's plenty on YouTube. I already saw, like, PewDiePie did it. I think a couple other people did it, and it is fascinating to watch. I would recommend playing it yourself, though. So you get to experience it for yourself. You get to experience the trying not to blink aspect of it, and you don't have to worry about anybody's commentary or anything. I think the story will really benefit. Your experience will really benefit from just playing it yourself. So that's really all I can say without getting into spoilers. I thought it was fascinating. I thought the story went places that I wasn't entirely expecting it to. Like I said, it's nostalgic. It's extremely emotional. I think it really pulls at your heartstring in ways that are effective, but they don't feel manipulative. And that's hard to do because it's really easy to make people cry. You know, all you have to do is play some sad music and show a puppy crying, and you'll cry too. So this doesn't feel manipulative when it does it. It feels genuine, it feels real, and it brings up examples and moments in this person's life that even though you've never experienced them yourself, you feel like you have. You feel like you can relate to all of it. So I thought it was fascinating. I know I've used that word a lot, but it really was. So yeah, I'm going to move on to spoilers now. But I definitely want to recommend it, so much so that I made a video about a video game. Like I said, I don't do that, but I thought this was worth checking out. It's been out for a little bit now. It came out April 8th. I'm a little behind because this wasn't on my radar at all. This isn't what I do, but it was so good that it reached my radar eventually. And yeah, I can't recommend it enough. So if you don't want to stick around for the spoilers, thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, and if you're new here, subscribe. Bye. Basically, you have this character that lives out his entire life. You can become some sort of artist. You can become a musician, I believe. The path I took was becoming a painter. So that's the only one that I know you can do for a fact, but it seems like you can go different directions. It chooses how you view this girl in your life. Is she your girlfriend, or is she a best friend? Is she your first love, or just somebody you like? And you can choose if you're going to stay out late with her, if you're going to practice for your audition to get into this school. And all these different decisions dictate where you go in life. And so you go through all of these decisions. You have to deal with the passing of your relatives and whether or not you miss that. And it's extremely emotional. But the kicker to all of that is you get through this whole storytelling process, which was all extremely impactful, all extremely powerful. I enjoyed every second of it, but they know you're lying. And it turns out that that brief period in your life that you skimmed over of where you were sick and had to stay in bed for a whole year, that's actually when you died. And the rest of it is all just what you made up. It's what you, as a child, sick in your bed, made up about your life because you wanted it to be true, or you were just fantasizing about it. And that was such a plot twist. That was so out of left field to me. I was not expecting that at all. And it was so extremely emotional because you're already seeing the hardships of life, but this is on a whole new level. In this made-up story you've made for yourself, there's broken relationships, there's different things which are still there in your real life as well. But when it comes to reality, the relationships can be fixed and they can be mended, and there's like this battle between you and your mother almost, where she's trying to force you into becoming an artist because, or a pianist, because that's what she wanted to be and that's what her father wanted for her. But then you fight away and then your relationship's kind of ruined. But then in the real world, in the real life that actually happened, you're able to reconcile a little bit. And it was a really beautiful story. Like I said, it's just absolutely beautiful. It was extremely emotional. I cannot, like I said, I cannot recommend it enough. It was fascinating to watch. If you haven't played it yet and you're just hearing me talk about it, I think you did yourself a disservice. You really should just go into it blind. It was really good, really sad, really powerful. Like I said, not something that I'd really say has much replay value to it, much like Black Mirror. There's not a whole lot you can do with it. There's limited capacity in how far you can change the story. But there is probably still some appeal to that. Like right now, just talking about it, I kind of want to watch it again. But it's more of like a movie rewatch level, not a game playthrough replayability, because there's not a playing aspect of it. It's an experience. It's an art piece more than a game. And that's a compliment, actually. I mean, games can be as simple as Pong. Pong can be, or Pac-Man, they're absolutely fantastic games, but they're not art. They're not art pieces. And this, to me, transcends just a game to an art piece. So, once again, that's why I wanted to talk about it. It really moved me. It was really impactful, and I really enjoyed it. So I want to tell as many people about it as I can. And also tell them, the creators, if they ever happen to watch this, that you guys did a fantastic job, and I really, really enjoyed it. So, yeah. What do you guys think? If you have seen it, let me know in the comments below. And, of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're new here. Thanks, guys. Bye.